to another week of Craft Time with the Payson Library. This week we're talking about our imagination. Our imagination is the part of our brain that helps us play pretend and play games and think about crazy ideas and silly things. And I hope you guys watched our story time we did yesterday all about our imagination. So today we're going to do a craft that makes us use our imagination. So make sure you put on your imagination hats and let's get going. For this craft, you need scissors, glue and tape, paint, and a straw. If you don't have paint, you can just use a black marker. Plain white paper, preferably a thicker paper like cardstock, and miscellaneous craft supplies. We're going to start with our blank piece of paper. Now, what we're going to do is you're going to need a grown-up to help you with this part. And they're going to get some paint and they're going to squeeze a drop of paint, little splot of paint, so it kind of looks like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your straw and you're going to blow on your paper. Now you don't want your straw to touch the paint, okay? So make sure the end of your straw does not touch the paint. You want it a little bit above the paint. So I'm going a little bit above and I'm just going to blow. And then I'll do that and then I'll maybe move and blow from a different place. And then maybe another way. Now your paint could be any color you chose. I just chose green, but you can choose whatever color you want. So once I've blown that so that there's no big piles of paint, you want the paint to be all spread out so it's not too thick. So once it's all kind of spread out like this, I blew mine everywhere, it looks kind of like a crazy shape. So when you're blowing the air on the paint, you don't know which way the paint's gonna go. It can go all sorts of different ways. So it ends up making a kind of a silly shape. Now what I want you guys to do is to look at your silly shape and say, what does this kind of look like? So I'm gonna look at this, and you know what? I think this kind of looks like an elephant. It's kind of hard to see, but I think this part maybe kind of looks like the trunk, and that's the head and the body. Now, I need to decorate it so that it looks more like an elephant. But you know what? I think I'm going to make it look like a really silly, crazy elephant. So if you don't have any paint at home, you can't do this the same way, but you can still do the activity. So I'm going to show you what to do if you don't have any paint. So you're going to get your piece of paper still, but instead of paint, you're going to grab a black marker, okay? And make sure you're at a table that has something under the paper or a table that you can wipe clean, okay? So make sure a grown-up knows what table you're at and says it's okay for you to color there, just in case you color off the paper, okay? So what you're going to do, the reason why you have to make sure that you don't ruin the table is because you're going to have your eyes closed while you color. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your marker with your eyes still open and put it in the middle of your paper. And then I'm going to close my eyes and I'm just going to kind of color a black kind of shape. Whoa. And then I open my eyes when I think I'm done. And that's what it looks like. So it's the same kind of thing. It looks like a kind of a weird squiggly shape that doesn't really look totally like anything, but I'm going to make it look like something. So I'm going to look at it, and I think it looks like a lady with pretty hair. I know that's kind of hard to see, but let me show you what I'm going to do to it so it kind of looks like a lady with pretty hair. So I think she has brown hair maybe. So I'm going to do color the brown hair. I'm using those lines that I colored I'm filling in those lines, and that's how I'm making my picture. But you can also add more lines to the outside if you think that it needs a little bit more. But make sure you use all those crazy squiggly lines you did with your eyes closed. Okay, I think she has maybe some blue eyes. Okay, so that's how I did my picture. So I turned this part into her hair, and then I added some color for a shirt, and then I drew a little face. So it kind of looks like a person. So you can make something kind of serious, or you can make something silly like I'm going to do with the paint. It's up to you. So I'm going to let this dry, and when it's all done drying, I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so now that my paint is dry, I'm going to add some decorations to it to make it look like my crazy elephant. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is take a marker, kind of outline the trunk, and maybe I'll add some feet. Maybe an eye. So that's what it looks like so far. I think it needs some ears, so maybe I'll grab a green marker and add some ears. That didn't show up great, so I'll try a different color. I'll try black. Okay, so there it is so far. It's looking a little crazier. Now we're gonna get real crazy because I'm gonna add some weird stuff. It's gonna have feathers. This elephant's gonna have some feathers, so I'm gonna get some glue here. I'm gonna glue a feather down. It's a green elephant with a yellow feather. Okay, maybe I'll do a googly eye. Now he has a big eye, and maybe I'll add some green hair. I'm going to cut this yarn in lots of pieces. Add some hair, so it's a hairy elephant. Okay, and let's see, what other things do I want to do? Maybe I'll put a little heart foam sticker on there somewhere. Put it right there. And then maybe, see, I'm trying to use my imagination to come up with some ideas. So I'm going to kind of twist this thing around. Let's see. Ooh, how about this? I'm going to pretend that the elephant is on a skateboard, and this is going to be the skateboard part. So I think I'm going to use some tape to tape that down. Okay. Now I'm going to draw, oh wait, I'm going to do some stickers for wheels maybe. I'll do one sticker wheel and one wheel I'm just going to color. There we go. There's my finished crazy elephant picture. So I hope you guys come up with some other fun, silly, and beautiful pictures, and I'd love to see what you make. So if you finish yours, have your grown-up post a picture in the comments, and then I can see it. Okay. Hope you guys had fun with this craft this week, and I'll see you next time. Next week is the week of 4th of July, so we won't have any craft time, but the next week we will. So I'll see ya when I see ya.